Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Spider-Man 2009 series figures. We're looking at oh great, we're having a look at an armored Spider-Man. Even though this is the same Spider-Man that's been released about 3 or 4 times through this line, we're blessed this time that this Spider-Man comes with armor. Ridiculous armor? Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. But at least it does come with a firing missile. So if the draw for you is not the armor, at least it comes with a firing missile. On the back of the package, that's Spider-Man completely with his armor. I'll show you guys when it gets out of the package. It comes with a pull and launch missile. Removable battle armor, thank goodness. Other figures that you can pick up down below when this line was around. Not only do we have the Spider-Man, I think that was the swing or stick Spider-Man, a black costume armored Spider-Man, luckily again removable armor. And then we had a McFarlane style Spider-Man, which really was a repaint of and re-release of the Spider-Man Classics McFarlane Spider-Man, which a lot of people were trying to pick up. And then we have Spider-Man Venom and Tarantula, with Venom being a re-release from the Spider-Man Classics Venom. As for the read-up, it says, when he's up against ultra-powerful bad guys, Spider-Man knows that his usual suit won't be enough to protect him. So he invented this tough battle armor to protect him in even the most brutal battles. Plus, a powered-up web launcher blasts a devastating missile to bring down his enemies. Very ridiculous, I know. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this out of package, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Spider-Man with armor. Are you excited? No? Stay tuned. And Spot has taken the liberty of already putting the armor on, so you guys can see either how cool it is or how ridiculous it is. We'll zoom into his head, because he's got himself some sort of armored helmet on. Got himself some silver shoulder pads, the Spider-Man S in the middle there. There's the web shooter, by the way, the web missile. It doesn't lock into place and it doesn't have a trigger. You basically just put it in, and when you pull it back, like so, gonna have to get it out of the way of his arm here. There you go. When you pull it back, it should fire off. I don't know if maybe the spring's gone on this. That's surprising that it doesn't fire. Oh, what will I do? Maybe it's just flick. Maybe just, there we go. That might be actually all it does. Oh, I'm so devastated. How will I ever survive? That's alright, I'll just take the armor off. That's probably what I'm going to do anyways. Speaking of taking off the armor, you would expect with the Spider-Man, it would just be a simple case that the back was open and you would just slide it off. That's what they've done with other armors. This one you really have to commit to taking the armor off. For starters, we'll take the gauntlets off. I have no plans on keeping those on anyways. Firing missile gauntlet, that'll go off too. To get this armor off, you actually have to take the Spider-Man head off altogether. For starters, if I can get the helmet off. There's the helmet, Spider-Man helmet. To get this armor off, you actually have to take Spider-Man's head completely off. And then there's a peg right there that you can take the waist piece off, and that just actually has a clamp on the back. That makes sense. And then to take this armor off, again, you take the head off and then slide it right off. Once that's out of the way, you just pop the head back on and you have a normal Spider-Man. The armor I don't think is really something I plan on displaying the figure with. I mean, really, come on. Yes, I know it's for children, so I'm not going to say too much. But without the armor, you basically have a Spider-Man that's been re-released countless times. In fact, hold on a second. I just happened to do the same review today of the exact same figure. There he is right there. Now this was the swing and stick Spider-Man? Even though the gauntlets are on, I haven't taken those off yet. Yes, you can see it's the exact same Spider-Man. This one is a little cleaner, because if we zoom in, It's funny how YouTube works. I'm sure this will be the thumbnail that it's going to decide for me. I think the webbing is a little cleaner on the Swing or Stick Spider-Man than the Battle Armor Spider-Man. But essentially it's the exact same figure. It's the exact same figure. The beauty of the removable armor is that if you didn't get a chance to get the Swing or Stick Spider-Man, you can still get the exact same figure anyways by just simply buying another version of him. Once again, he's still plagued by the problem that he doesn't have a swivel in the wrist. So while you can swing at the forearm, like so, and you can bend the hand, you can't do anything with the wrist. I mean, you can rotate the forearm, sure, but I would have liked to have had some swivel in the wrist as well. Oh well. I still like the design of the Spider-Man. Sure, I'm not a fan of this necessarily, but still as a whole, it's a good Spider-Man. And I've said this already in the other review too. A lot of people would probably pose a Spider-Man Classic Spider-Man or a Marvel Legends Spider-Man along with their Marvel Legends superhero display. But I would say don't overlook this line. I mean, whatever Spider-Man you end up going with, again, it's going to be the same Spider-Man anyways. It's still a nice sculpted figure. I like the very narrow shoulders, the very narrow torso. I think it works really, really well with the figure. And it's in scale, it's a smaller figure than some of the other Marvel Legends figures anyways. So I think it works perfectly with this line. Now granted, you could debate it and say, well, Spot, come on, it's not as good as the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. But I would say still, it's not a bad figure that I think you would want to be overlooking. In the way of his articulation, the Spider-Man has a ball-jointed head, pin and socket shoulder. You can rotate all the way around. You can rotate the forearm all the way around. You can also bend at the elbow. He has an upper torso ball joint. Nothing in the waist. The pin and socket leg. The legs will bend forward and back, in and out. You bend at the knee, rotate it all the way around. Nothing in the ankle, which is really one of the disappointing parts of the figure as well. But still not a bad figure. Not a bad figure at all. I think I gave this figure probably not a fair rating. I gave him like a 6 because I said the gimmick was kind of silly. I mean, the gimmick on this guy is silly as well. His armor. But it's still not a bad Spider-Man. I don't like that it's pre-sculpted here. I would have preferred two, closed fists. But still, Spider-Man here, I'm going to give him the same rating as I gave the other one because, it would make no sense if I said, oh, I'm going to give this one a 9. The other one I think I gave a 6. The Spider-Man here with his ridiculous armor that I'm not going to display anyways. I'm going to give this one, though, a 6 as well. Now, your comments down below, you probably will say, well, why did you review this figure? You already reviewed the same Spider-Man, essentially. I just want to show you guys, I mean, I had these figures anyways. I want to show you guys some of the variations that came with this line. You're welcome. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Hasbro 2009 Spider-Man series figures. We were looking at Spider-Man. Now, he was only really called Spider-Man, but the fact that he had all this extra armor, they really should have just given him some armor Spider-Man or laser armor or something ridiculous. But at the end of the day, we were having a look at yet another Spider-Man. I thank you guys for watching. By all means, let me know down below what you think of this figure as a whole. And perhaps you yourself think that it's not a bad figure to display with your other Marvel Legends. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up here. I'll see you guys next time.